Ego, the number.
Capo Columbia Cup, Heat 1A.
Would really be fighting for that inside position. Don't you think so, Brad?
Yeah, I would think so. I think the other thing we have
16,
to remember
Oberto, John Thierat.
So you've got 4 opportunities to earn points. And, of course, in these preliminary heats, it's all about earning points to get into that all-important final. Tomorrow,
The 5, Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly.
So somebody might play a little bit conservative here, but you don't want to come through with a 4th or 5th there. So you want to be up front and pushing. And to do
The
that
9,
in this field, you're going to
West Swap Tire, Gale Root Construction, Andrew Tate.
45 seconds, 3:45, Michael.
Yeah, and initially they said we're going to have a 135 start. That
The
got
21, Plain West Insurance, Brian
140
Perkins.
start due to getting all the boats in the water in time. So if you're not at the shoreline, you want to make your way there to see
The 3,
the first heat.
Briggs
1A
Ace
is
Hardware,
gonna be a
Jimmy
good one.
King.
It will not disappoint.
All swimmers need to be out of the water. An announcement from the officials here. All swimmers.
16 and 9 are still outside of you, about 5 boat lengths back.
And all swimmers out of the river on shore.
Why is I see the Oberto.
Yep.
Runner all the way down. You're coming up on 3 minutes. Mark, 3 minutes. They are still outside and behind you.
Here comes J. Mike. He's going to come down here first. He's got Thierat just out on his right and behind him, and then it is Mr. Tate. So there's your 3 of your big dogs coming right to you, Tony, in Tire Factory Turn 2.
And it is. It'll be J. Michael Kelly, securing lane number 1 at this point, but right behind him. And they're playing a little cat and mouse right now.
Pulling up, well, stay right there. There's nothing's really changed. There's like number 2 running up on the inside behind everybody. Not sure what he's going to do. We're at 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
In lane 1.
Right now, J. Michael Kelly holding on that lane 1 position. Heading up the max stretch as we get the countdown to the start of 1A from Frontier Communications. Top end of the course, J. Michael Kelly will hold on to that lane 1 position. Looks like John Theoret in lane number 2.
3's running around like lane 1 or 2. The 3 is, but he's way behind all you guys. He's going to try to find a hole, so don't leave him a hole.
But Jimmy King coming around that top end of the course is running right through some slop.
1 minute and 45. I like this. If they're going to stay there, then you bring them all the way down. Okay? Keep holding it all the way down. Hold that lane all the way down.
Actually, we lost Jimmy up there at the top end of the course. I don't see him. No, there he is. He is. He's sneaking in behind all the other boats.
He's right in between.
Well, you're not going to have anybody cutting the course now because you got 1:20 until the start. So it's going to be J. Michael Kelly in 1, Jimmy King's going to be in 2, Theoret's going to be in 3, Tate's going to be in 4, and on the outside is going to be Brian Perkins. Tony, what a sight!
Guy off while you're running up the back. You should go hard. Guy off.
Turn number 2, and it will be the 5, the 3, the 16, the 9, and the 21 heading down the backside.
Boy, what a move by Jimmy King to secure that inside position.
He's in 2.
Yeah, nice job to get in lane number 2. He was trailing the pack and then was able to sneak up inside there at the top end of the course on that Buffalo Brothers turn number 4.
As he came around here at 2, he was in lane number 1, and he snuck up right behind and then switched back over into 2.
So J. Michael Kelly in lane number 1.
30 seconds.
The boats to the top end of the course. 30 seconds to the start of the Heat 1A from Frontier Communications. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. Then Jimmy King in the 3. And they hit the accelerator as they get to the top end of the course into turn number 3. Coming into turn number 4.
And let's roll. Come on, bud. Don't get left behind. Check your clock. You can see that clock.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Dig. Check lights.
Lane number 4.
Don't start. You've got coming down here. They're coming down far wide. They're really close together. Tate's going to get down here first, but it's J. Michael Kelly in lane 1.
Let's go. Come on. Nice job. You're pulling them.
He's pushing it hard out of the exit pit first, and you'll have the 16 boat number 2, and on the outside will be 9, and he will be number 3.
Boy, what a nice run on the inside for J. Michael Kelly. Graham trucking. He's trying to hold off Jean Theoret, but Theoret on the outside is starting to gain speed. Trailing behind now Jimmy King in the piston-powered red boat. The red boat, the leader right now, J. Michael Kelly, but look at Jean Theoret take the lead at the top end of the course.
John Theoret definitely drove in to turn 3 much harder than Michael J. Kelly. He'll come out side by side, exit 4.
In third place, Andrew Tate in the Gale Rue Construction presents Les Schwab Tires. Jean Theoret leading after lap number 1, but it's a tight race on the inside with J. Michael.
Very, very tight race. There's some air underneath Sean Theoret.
But lane was making a tight one.
Four-ball lane over J. Michael Kelly, who's off to his left and on the inside. Tony's still a very good race.
And both of them are really bouncing off the top of the rollers. They're nose to nose as they come out of the exit pit. You can't call that one. It's right out of the exit pit. Number 16 may have just a noselead.
Yep, about boat and a half lead right now
Okay,
for
Michael.
16 John Theoret over J. Michael Kelly.
Your face. Watch for lights.
Theoret's pulling away on the back stretch. Your fast lap in lap number 1 with to Theoret at 151.380. J. Michael Kelly at 149.608. Into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4 at the top end of the course. J. Michael Kelly on the inside. On the outside, Jean Theoret. Theoret still leading by about a half a rooster tail. J. Michael Kelly trying to close on the inside as they get to the start-finish line. And another fast lap, 150.313 for Theoret.
Lap number 3. This is the final lap. Sean Theoret's coming out here in the 1975 Pete Town Royal Burrow. J. Michael Kelly is giving ground. He's back about 7 boat lengths right now, Tony. Theoret's got to try and hold him in tight.
And it is bumping down here at number 2. But Theoret really turned it nice and smooth as he got himself into lane number 2. He's keeping a full rooster tail link lead over the number 5, and here
lane number 4 in the 9. But look at Jean Theoret. Lane number 2 didn't have as much slop in tire factory turn number 2, and Theoret was able to pull away down the back stretch. Theoret about a rooster tail lead. J. Michael Kelly on the inside, hitting some rough water at the top end of the course. Theoret pitched him off a little bit.
Let her fly. Let's go. Let's go. Push hard.
For Buffalo Brothers. And look at the race for second place. Andrew Tate is challenging in the 9. J. Michael Kelly is trying to hold him off and will take second place.
Dude, Theoret went right to the pin. I went through his tail.
Theoret, your winner in the 16 over.
Theoret went to the pin. He went right to lane 1. Copy that. Let's see if they give a call.
Theoret's rooster tail. He lost a lot of momentum when he moved to the outside, and all of a sudden Andrew Tate set his sights on Kelly and darn near got him. Wow.
Well, we've been talking about Andrew Tate and what he's been able to do in that 9 ever since that vote for Gale Rue Construction. Les Schwab Tires came off the trailer, and he's going to be a factor in this entire weekend as we.
Question: would you build a website for a major brand with more than 200 million users?
Right now, all
2016 Hapo Columbia Cup Heat 1B.
It's all swimmers. Yes, that means you. Back
The
to
7
shore.
Graham Trucking 2 Jeff Bernard.
Swimmers back to the shore, please, as we see boats heading up the backstretch along our tire factory turn number 2. Tony has the home
The
straight.
11 Peterson May Tom Thompson.
Yeah, he's actually trolling right behind the 11 Peterson Bay, and he went right into the inside.
The 1
So
Home
we're gonna
Street
see
Bank
there gonna
Jimmy
be
Shane.
some cutting across here shortly, as way up on top coming around the corner for you guys is the number 7 Graham Trucking 2.
You know what I found fascinating during the milling period for Heat 1A, thanks to Frontier Communications? Nobody went across the infield. There really wasn't much fighting for lanes, as it turned out. Jimmy King may have made the most coy move that we saw out there, coming up from behind to claim that inside position in lane number 2.
Yeah, no question. You know, and we were warned of this at the first heats, the first couple of heats. We won't see a lot of big battling for position. We're going to see them go around the course, get the timers down good, and everybody fall into a lane. And now some people they prefer the outside, and they're giving up the first
99.9 Car Star powered by Miss Rock Kevin Ekrit.
It looks like we got all 4 boats in the water now.
Yep, the 99 just went by.
Jeff Bernard seems to be clinging on to that lane number 1 up the backstretch. Here comes Jimmy Shane behind him in the 1 Home Street Bank. Meanwhile, Kevin Ekrit in the 99. Car Star powered Miss Rock at the top end of the course now. Jimmy Shane is going to pass up Bernard on the backstretch in this milling period. The U11 Peterson May is coming into turn number 2, Tire Factory turn 2 with Tony on right now.
And this ought to be interesting to see Jimmy Shane and Jeff Bernard going head-to-head. Remember the story between those two. Jeff Bernard was the radio man for Jimmy Shane last year, so this is going to be an interesting matchup between those two guys.
So right now, Kevin Ekrit is going to come down the front stretch across the Griggs Ace Hardware start-finish line in lane number 3. Up the backstretch, kind of a slow ride right now for the U11 Peterson May with Tom Thompson.
2 minutes. We ought to remind our fans right now.
On 143 here. Watch Tommy on your side. You're a little early. You're 152. We want 143, 150. We're about 7 seconds off.
With Tom Thompson.
We're going to have to go around. You'll be darn close.
Jimmy Shane is going to head over to the backstretch.
Here goes Jeff.
And he's going to be followed by Jeff Bernard. Will Tom Thompson also cut across?
Jimmy Shane
lane on.
Jimmy Shane was carrying a lot of boat speed, and he was way ahead of the clock, so
Guys,
I'd be surprised if we see it again.
Guys, Tom Thompson's got to be real careful. I have a timing mark on this course that if you get to the entrance bend of this corner at $1:30, you're going to be pushing the.
Cut. Watch the 100. Cut. Go. I'd think about cutting up here again.
Right in front of Tony. He's going extremely slow.
Yeah, he's really crawling right now. He's got to keep that speed up if he's waiting for the other.
On your outside.
Jimmy Shane is going to cut across to the backstretch now.
That's going to be awfully close.
Jeff Bernard is going to follow across the infield.
So's Ekrit.
They all cut across.
And that might have saved the 11. He may have just secured lane 1.
That didn't work out. We're going to have to freaking...
Hold on to that first lane
Lane 3 mark, 24 seconds, right? Yep, that's correct. You're at 35.
99.9 Miss Rock.
100's coming up hard on your outside. 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. Go, 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 go.
Top end of the course in our countdown, Brad.
25.
25 seconds to the hard start. That is 1B, brought to you by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. So in lane number 1, you'll have the 11, Peters and May with Tom Thompson. Lane 2, the 1 with Jimmy Shane on Home Street Bank. Lane 3, Jeff Bernard in the Graham Trucking. On the outside, Kevin Egret in the 99.9.
Good start, good start. Go, go, go. Jimmy's on your inside.
The only clean boat from our vantage point is the 99.9.
Yeah, keep in mind my watch is not dead on, so I might be wrong, but Jimmy Shane's going to get down here first. Tom Thompson's in second on the inside lane, and then on the outside it's Bernard.
And it is the shorter way around the coast. The 11 has got the inside, but it is the pure speed of the 1 as he takes off a full rooster tail lead.
On 11, 1 rooster tail on 7. Leave a lane.
Getting word from the officials, it was a clean start for all boats. A clean start for all boats. Jimmy Shane is your leader heading up the back stretch. In second place, it's the Peters and May with Tom Thompson, and a nice ride down now in the 11 for Tom Thompson. He's going to have the shorter route around as they go into turn number 3 and into Buffalo Brothers, turn number 4. Let's see what kind of ground Tom Thompson can make up on the leader, Jimmy Shane. On the outside, it's Jeff Bernard in the 5 Graham Trucking, falling about a rooster tail and a half back of the leader, Jimmy Shane. Jimmy Shane crossed the start-finish line, 144.759 miles per hour. Tom Thompson in second place, but look at, here comes Jeff Bernard in the 5.
I think that may be our seventh race. We're getting a real good ride down here for Jimmy Shane. He's not having to push too hard. He'll keep his eye on Tom Thompson off to his left, but he's giving him a lot of room, Tony.
Yeah, he came out real wide on that one and stayed in lane number 3. But right there, the 11, Peters and May, as Thompson comes up and gets within the rooster tail link, but it's that...
Right, he's got a full rooster tail on the 11. So he's move over around the Jimmy's way. Jimmy needs to go over to the pin. I don't think he's gonna, though.
Tire Factory turn number 2. Your race leader, Jimmy Shane, to the top end of the course in the 1, Home Street Bank. Peters and May on the inside with Tom Thompson in the 11. Gaining a little bit of ground at that top end of the course, but I don't know if he'll have enough boat speed, enough momentum. At the exit pit, it's going to be Jimmy Shane leading, but you can see he cuts into that lead by about a half a rooster tail. Tom Thompson does, coming around the top end of the course, as Jimmy Shane is trying to kind of pitch him off a little bit on the inside as they come down that front stretch. Tom Thompson is gaining just a little bit on Jimmy Shane. Jeff Bernard in the 7 seems to be falling back a bit in third place.
Yeah, he is gaining a little bit. Tom Thompson is gaining on the inside. Jimmy Shane is giving him a carload of room. He's driving way wide here, and Tom is eating him up on the inside, Tony.
Yeah, he got that lead in half, and he's now within a half a boat length behind. Now it's a full boat length as Thompson lost some power as he came out of the turn. He got gobbled up in some water there.
Yeah, he hit a roller and hit some slough down there in that Tire Factory turn number 2 and lost a lot of boat speed on that lap. Up the backstretch, a full rooster tail lead now for Jimmy Shane in the 1, Home Street Bank. To the top end of the course, Rattlesnake Mountain in the background, sunshine, a little bit breezy, 96 to 94 degrees right now at the official barge, the Brunsmith Memorial Barge. So Jimmy Shane at the exit pin of Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, and right now, Tom Thompson at the exit pin.
Checkers.
To the start-finish line right now for Jimmy Shane in the 1, Home Street Bank, as Tom Thompson in second place crosses now, and Jeff Bernard in the 7 crosses now. Good run for Jimmy Shane, solid-looking boat ride in the Home Street Bank with a checkered flag in the 1B, sponsored by Fast Signs. More than fast, more than signs. 4th place finish for Kevin Egret in the 99.9 Carstar powered Miss Rock.
Well, I'll tell you, Tom Thompson was making up in lap 1 and 2, was making up.
Up there.
The 2016 Hapo Columbia Cup, Heat 2A.
Good to see him out on the river, and now we see him against the Blue Bridge in the backdrop. And
The 7 Graham Trucking 2, Jeff Bernard.
It's good to see the Red Turbinator making his way around. And
The 16 Oh Boy Alberto, Jean Thierret.
Glass, it says, Good job, guys. Keep on going.
The 11, Peters and May, Tom Thompson.
Making the effort to be out there. What a great heat this is going
The
to be.
1, Home Street Bank, Miss Madison, Jimmy Shane.
Course into turn number 3. And cutting across the infield will be Jean Theoret.
The 3, Briggs Ace Hardware, Jimmy King.
Bernard, meanwhile, now into turn number 4, Buffalo Brothers turn. And
Trying to tell you earlier, we got a wind coming across the race course. Front straightaway, where this has an opening past the start-finish line. It's gonna carry that right spawn a little bit more than it normally does. You have a bit more of a breeze there.
Down the front stretch, then you have Bernard in the 7. Across the start-finish line.
Hey, Jimmy's gonna come up here outside. Tommy's outside of him, and the 3's outside of him. Just keep that pace right there. You're good to go.
And then Jimmy King.
Watch to see if Jimmy doesn't jump over to the outside here. Here he goes.
The course, Home Street's cutting the course. Home Street's cutting there. We're 2:43.
Early. We're still at 2 minutes and 40 seconds till our start.
Yep, still a long time. Now, look at the boat speed for Jimmy King and the piston-powered Briggs Ace Hardware boat heading to Tony in turn number 2.
Yeah, he's getting up there, and he may get up there a full rooster tail ahead. He's got some clean water, though, in front of him. He may stay right there.
Now, the question is, with our countdown now, Jimmy Shane has moved into lane number 1 on the backstretch. Trailing him is Jean Theoret in the 16, Oh Boy Oberto. Where are we at on the clock, Brad? Brad may be climbing to his high perch to follow the action for us now there in the Neil F. Lamson pits.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2-minute mark now, and Jimmy Shane is right at the exit pin of the Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Jumping over the wake, and a little bit of a rough ride is Theoret in the Oh Boy Oberto.
50. Make sure you maintain 80.
As well, trailing Shane. And on the outside, here comes Jimmy King. King is going to set up in lane number 3 at this point. But still, we have over a minute and a half remaining until we get to the start of this Heat 2A, brought to you by SM El Pueblo Market.
We're at 1:30 right now, and we're understanding there has been an 80-mile-an-hour warning given to the 1, the Home Street Bank.
Really?
But he's down here right now at a buck 19.
The 104.
So I think
115.
he's okay.
Go ahead, take it deep. Go. Watch Jimmy. Watch Jimmy up there. 112, 11, 10. Go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You should be at that pin. You're good to go. Go take it from Jimmy. Nice work.
And he'll try to
Just
turn
set it
out
down.
in front of Jimmy Shane and take lane number 1 on the back stretch.
Boy, he's got to be careful up there. We're at 55 seconds, and there has already been a warning given also to the 7.
Warning on the 7.
Bernard, who's up
The second warning. The 7 is disqualified.
He's claimed lane number 1, pushing Shane into lane number 2, Theoret into lane number 3.
and he did not hold the 80 miles an hour. The 7 has been disqualified.
Oh, that's a shame.
He jumped over there too early. That's called overpaying for the inside lane, guys. 30 seconds.
All right, so your inside boat is Bernard in the 7, but again, getting below 80 miles per hour will cost you. So Bernard will hold on to lane number 1 as we get ready for the countdown as they get to the top end of the course into turn number 4 from Buffalo Brothers.
15 seconds.
15 seconds at the exit pin. Let's set him up. Jimmy Shane sliding out wide, got very close to Theoret in the 16, Oh Boy Oberto. Then Jimmy King with boat speed as they come to the start finish line. Jimmy King is going to lead down the front stretch of the piston-powered Briggs.
One of those boats is Jean Theoret. Who's going to get down here first? Shane had a ton of air underneath the boat on the start.
And he is. He's got himself up in the air a little bit as he made his way around. Now it's deck to deck, very, very close between the 1 and the 16. They almost hit each other there. And the 3 comes up on the side, is in 3rd place.
Oh, it's very tight. Just getting to the start-finish line at the beginning of 2A.
Watch the lights. Nobody else around you but just you and him.
And the 16. Heading down the back stretch, Jimmy Shane is the leader in the Home Street Bank, and he'll dive into turn number 3 with a wall of water off the skid fin into our Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. And now we start to see on the outside, out on his hip, that is the 16, the Oh Boy Oberto with Jean Theoret. Jimmy Shane flying the boat out of the water, coming across the start-finish line, completing lap number 1, 147.087 miles per hour. But that Theoret gaining down the front street.
This is an awesome two-boat run down here. Just a Shane out front, but behind by about 2, maybe 3 boat lengths coming in.
closely and gaining some speed on the outside. Only a half a rooster tail behind will be the U16.
Yeah, we saw this on the straightaway on the front stretch. The 16 able to make some ground up, but can he catch Jimmy Shane? Top end of the course. Lap number 2 underway, and there was a nice move by Theoret to get a little bit more ground before they get into turn number 3. And Theoret...
Pitch him tighter, try to get in there tighter, don't swing it out so wide. Don't give him so much room to work with. Get her going, buddy, get her going.
Deck to deck, Jimmy Shane on the inside with the lead. Theoret in second place on the outside in the old boy Alberto. Shane is leading, but look at Theoret catch him on the front stretch.
1 lap to go. They are tied together. Theoret on the outside, chasing it in 1. Shane's going to get down here first. Chip it nice. Get even. You can put a blanket on the 20. Now that Theoret is just falling back. He's run really wide on that one. Opening it up for Jimmy Shane. Full rooster tail lead now.
Jimmy Shane with a half a rooster tail lead over Theoret and the old boy Alberto. Home Street Bank taking it to the top end of the course. Last lap 149.377 for the 16 with Jean Theoret at 148.568 for the 1. Home Street Bank. Home Street Bank on the inside with Jimmy Shane coming to the exit.
Bring her home, let's go.
Number 4, Buffalo Brothers turn 4, and Theoret on the outside will not be able to catch him. And it's going to be Jimmy Shane with back-to-back heat wins here on the Columbia River course. A great run on the inside to hold up Jean Theoret, and it was the sloppy water down in turn number 2 where Theoret lost speed and had no more horsepower, no more boat speed, no more momentum to challenge Jimmy Shane in the home street.
It was right out of turn in the first lap as they came in here, and I'll tell you what, guys, they were within inches of each other. It was amazing how close they got to each other, but 2 very skilled drivers able to correct and make it down the lane patterns, and it is a great boat race to see Jimmy Shane taking home the checker.
Let me show you how we do stuff around here.
Street blue.
Home Street Blue, and described as Sky Blue, and we're extremely partial.
2016 Hapo Columbia Cup Heat 2B.
So we want you to consider that.
You know, we accept all great
The
ideas.
21 Payne West Insurance, Brian Perkins.
I'll take it to the board. Mark, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on. Good to have you here in the Tri-Cities. Weekend. And
The 5 Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly.
And Jimmy Shane with a couple of heat wins here on the Columbia River course as we get ready for Heat 2B.
The 9 Gale Rue Construction, Les Schwab Tire, Andrew Tate.
Down on the river, the 5 Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly, along with the 9 Gale Rue Construction presents Les Schwab Tire, Andrew Tate. The 21 Daryl Strong presents Payne West Insurance with Brian Perkins and Kevin Ekren in the 99.9 CarStar powered Miss Rock. Let's check in with our pit crew. Brad Luce, Glenn Boggin, thanks to A1 Refrigeration and Heating.
Yeah, down here on the, I just made it up to the top of the tower. We got 3 minutes and 13 seconds. I suspect he's got
Where's Mike?
as well.
Behind you, about 3
They
roosters
keep
tail.
adding steps. Now they're adding steps on this tower between heats. Man, oh man, I gotta talk to Niles. He's up here. We gotta have a conversation about that.
3 minutes.
3 minutes until the start.
99.9 CarStar powered by Miss Rock.
Michael Kelly. He says, I'm behind you 2 guys. Well, there's a quick way to get in front of you and jump into lane 1. Right in front of you, Tony.
All right, so the 9's exiting turn 1 now.
Gaining some speed and really trying to make his way up will be the 9. And he's going to try to get himself into better position, but speeding up with that pass is number 21. Brian Perkins is doing the same thing.
Coming off the Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, top end of the course, Kevin Ekren in the 99.9.
We're going to have to go around again.
Across the start-finish line right now of the backstretch, it's going to be J. Michael Kelly and the Graham Trucking in lane number 1. It's real early. We're, at 2 minutes now to the start?
2:10.
Okay, 2 minutes, 10 seconds to the start. So, J. Michael Kelly on the inside at the exit pin of our Buffalo Brothers turn number 4.
Turn it over to you, Mike. You got time to run, but don't dance around the 80, all right? I don't want a penalty.
Andrew Tate, and they are going to start slowing down, but be mindful of the 80-mile-an-hour issue that we saw in the last heat race that ended up costing Jeff Bernard dearly.
Boy, they're pretty close to that. They're going awfully slow down the front straightaway on the way down to you, Brad.
Yeah, we're at 137. Again, my timing mark here is 130, so I think they're going to be behind that. We are at 130 right now.
Top end of the course, trailing is Kevin Ekert in the 99.9. Down the front stretch, trailing the two that are now reaching the first turn would be the Payne West Insurance with Brian Perkins, the 21.
J. Michael Kelly getting out of the exit pin in lane number 1. He's solid there. In 2 will be the 9 bones, driven by Edmund Tate, and then the 21 will be solidly in the 3rd lane. So
1 minute.
Those 1, 2, 3 boats are going to be right there, followed up coming into turn number 1, the 99.9.
Well, the drivers are being very patient as they are now inside that 1-minute score-up buoy across from us over on the Vasco shoreline. But nobody yet is really putting the hammer down, with the exception of Kevin Ekert, who's trailing in the 99.9, coming up that back stretch.
He has a lot of speed underneath him. He's trying to play a little catch-up right now and try to get in there at the same time. So keep an eye on the 99.
All right, our countdown is on. It's inside 30 seconds now. Heat 2B, brought to you by Pueblo Market. That's the SML Pueblo Market. So top end of the course, lane number 1 is going to be the 5, Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly. Lane number 2, falling back behind a little bit, is the 9 with Andrew Tate. And in lane number 3 will be the 21 with Brian Perkins. Lane number 4, Kevin Ekert in the 99.9.
2, 1.
And it's a clean start, and Ekert is going to lead on the outside. And look at Brian Perkins in the 21, and the 2 inside.
Let's roll, let's roll, let's roll. Dig, dig, dig. Come on, come on. You can get out of this thing just fine.
Ekert's going to get down here first, but he's way on the outside. I'll tell you, keep an eye on J. Michael Kelly. There's a carload of air underneath that boat.
Bouncing off the top, he really is making that boat loose coming out of the exit pin right now. But look on the inside, and you've got a boat going down. The 9 is just gone down.
I think the 9 just hit the gearbox.
The 21 is in 2nd place.
Keep rolling, keep rolling, keep rolling.
Heading to the infield.
You got the 21 on your outside, check light, 21 on your outside. You've got +4, lane 1 turn, lane 1 turn.
J. Michael Kelly. Kelly gets into turn number 3, top end of the course. Perkins is off on his hip, trailing by about a half a rooster tail as they get into Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. Perkins is going to try to challenge on the outside. And I'll tell you what, I don't know that we've seen the 21 look this good.
What lane is the 9 in? Restart the course, restart the course.
And look at Brian Perkins trying to...
Open the lid. Unbuckle yourself and go in the back and see what kind of damage you got.
Into the corner. He can take it a little bit easy, but not very much, because you are right. Perkins does not want to let him go. Coming to Tony.
And it is getting windier down here at the exit pin of number 2, as there goes J. Michael Kelly in the 5. He's still secure in lane number 1, and Brian Perkins is trying to catch up. He's a 2 rooster tail trailer at this point.
Yep, and then another 2 rooster tails back is Kevin Ekert in the 99.9. Now, we're understanding from the officials here at the Brutzman's Memorial Barge, the start is under review, and that the 9 has lost a prop, and that is a very expensive prop to lose here in the Columbia River down there in turn number 2. At the top end of the course, exit pin of the Buffalo Brothers turn number 4, it is J. Michael Kelly in the Graham Trucking.
Exit now, 21 exit now. You've got a lot of room, Mike. Check light.
Speed at 147.654. Perkins falling back, crossing now at 140.420 miles per hour. Kevin Ekert in the 99.9, coming to the start finish for Griggs Ace Hardware now at speed of 133.209.
Tony, you got our leader right in front of you.
And he has really got that skid fin duct tape. He has moved out into lane number 2, and now coming up behind and following up about 5 rooster tails behind will be Brian Perkins, but he's solidly in 2nd place. And the 99 is taking a ride right down through the heart of all of that mess down there we call turn 2.
Let's head up to the backstretch, and it's J. Michael Kelly in the 5, Graham Trucking.
Bring your way out, Mike. Bring your way out. Let's have one for the band. Come on. You got lots of room. Bring your way out. That a boy. That a boy. Nice job. Photo time.
Best fans on the H1 Hydro circuit. And
Winner, 2B, buddy.
In lead number 6, waving hi to everybody on the banks of the Columbia River. That was quite a pass. Unbelievable finish for J. Michael Kelly, swinging way out wide, and that boat was hopping back and forth. In second the 21, third place, the 99.9, Kevin Egret. So good points for those drivers. But again, we need to wait and find out exactly what will happen with that, what we understand will be an official review of the start.
– 2016 Hapo Columbia Cup Heat 3A.
Tire factory turn 2. You got our 4 boats all up and running. And it's coming out of the exit pit. First will be the 16, followed by the 7. Both of those boats are looking to put on a good show right here. There it is. The Red Turbinator as it makes its way in front of the Pasco crowd over here.
The 16 Oh Boy Alberto Jean Thierret.
What do they call it? Limey green is what I've been told, and it is the 11, Peterson Bay.
Yeah, that's quite an assortment of color out there with the 2 red boats in between.
The 7 Graham Trucking 2 Jeff Bernard.
Sean Thierret on the outside. Passing him now would be the 7 Graham Trucking with Jeff Bernard. And then you have Jimmy King heading up the backstretch into turn number 3 in our 4-quarter super speedway.
The 3 Griggs Ace Hardware Jimmy Shane Jimmy King. The 11 Peters and May Tom Thompson.
Just a slight breeze has come up. A slight breeze. It'll be over your right sponsor right now, coming from the far shoreline. It's over your right sponsor right now. Nothing major, just something to be aware of. Still by yourself. We're at 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Copy. The 11's just entering, the 3's just exiting.
Some points in order to get past that cut line right now. Followed up by the 16. Here comes the Oh Boy Alberto, Jean Thierret, and then driven the 11 boat is followed right up behind, crossing over into lanes and getting in behind as Thierret just moved over into lane number 1, and the Peterson Bay is also moving to the inside lane number 2.
All right, so top end of the course is Jeff Bernard into turn number 3, and now over to Buffalo Brothers turn number 4. And hello to our Buffalo Brothers fans up there in the party zone, some of the best fans on the H1 circuit.
Gotta kill time, you can go deep. These guys are already camped out in 1 and 2 down here. Gotta kill time, you can go deep. We're 2-9. You got Peters and May 10 boat lengths behind you. 10 boat lengths behind you. I don't know if he's on the inside or outside of it, so we're 2 minutes. Cut.
So there are 2 minutes, and remember, don't look at diving across the infield is going to be Jeff Bernard, and it looks like Jimmy King will follow in the 3.
We're at 1:43. We can't have another warning.
Again, after they get clear of the GP course and get into that area where they can cross back to the front stretch. Coming down the front stretch now is the 16 Oh Boy Alberto, followed by Tom Thompson in the Peters and May.
Ground confirmed, morning 11.
Cutting across, now look at Jimmy King. I think that's going to be a safe cross on the infield, but we'll check with the judges upstairs on Jimmy.
Go, stay there. Go Grand Prix.
That may not have been far enough upstream.
But we're at 1:05 here, and you got Tom Thompson way up the back chute. He's got to cut it again. He cut the course really early. Now watch Thompson. He's going to come in front of you, Michael, and he's going to have to come down here and do it again. We're inside 1 minute.
Yeah, and that is clear. That is a clear portion of the course for them to cross. So
We're going to want to be at that entrance buoy. At 22, we're at 44.
That backstretch, cutting through the infield of the backstretch. So Bernard in 1. It looks like Thierret is in lane number 2. Jimmy King in lane number 3. And then Tom Thompson will be outside in lane number 4 in the bright green boat.
Jeff Bernard made it 90 seconds as he came across the infield and cut right in front of the 16 to take over that one-lane position.
So Jeff Bernard, with that crafty move to steal lane number 1, is going to hold on as we get ready to
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
Inside lane for the 7 with Graham Trucking and Jeff Bernard. But we'll call them the way they are right now in the water. Jeff Bernard's going to get down here first. Actually, Theoret is back.
Revealing the start.
Pistons were in second place when they got here, Tony. And it is at 16 slid, or actually the 3 slid out pretty hard, and it is really close to the 11 boat. The 16 and the 7 are neck to neck, as well as the 11 and the 3. Well, it's going to be Jean Theoret leading up the back stretch. Theoret at the 16, oh boy, Alberto with the lead as we are in lap number 1 here of 3A, brought to you by Atomic Screen Fitting. Nice ride for Jean Theoret. We expected big things from him. It's good to see him on the river.
Phone length. Hold him tight. Hold him tight. Don't give him 3 lanes. There you go. Squeeze it up. There you go. Get it float. Get it float.
In 4th place, Jimmy King is going to take over 2nd place, coming down the front stretch, but it's Jean Theoret in the lead in the 16. Jean Theoret's got the lead, but you got quite a race going here for 2nd place, and there's 3 boats involved. Bernard's on the inside, but 2nd place still belongs to the piston packer and Jimmy King. It's a little bit rough out here now in the exit pit, but we've got ourselves a boat race between the 2nd place. Looks like the 7 is just in front, but there is some speed behind the 3. And the 3 is going to take over 2nd place, Tony, coming up the backstretch. Tom Thompson now is trying to reel in Jeff Bernard and take over 3rd place. At the top end of the course, it's the old boy over to Jean Theoret in the lane number 1. Excellent. He's swinging into the lane.
You're almost at your door. 11's out there at your door.
Dude, this thing is just... 3rd place, Tom Thompson is going to pass Jeff Bernard on the front stretch.
Just make them work for it.
It's already down here to the corner. 2nd place now belongs solidly to the Great Big Hardware U3 with Jimmy King. But a great race still for 3rd. Tom Thompson's driving a huge force, but he's got 3rd place, Tony. And it is. It'll be the 11 coming out of the exit pit first. As Jeff is in some really rough water down there with the 7 boat. There's the boat, 16, the 3, the 11, and the 7 on the backside. Yeah, the 7, Jeff Bernard really pulled out the Graham Trucking throttle in that turn 1, 2, and the apex down there because of the rough water is falling back well into 4th place. Top of the course, John Theoret.
Tons of room on anywhere. Just stay away from the buoys. Don't hit no buoys. For on the water. Was a good start.
The 11, the Peterson Bay, followed by the 7 of Graham Trucking. Yeah, Jeff Bernard in that rough water back there, lap number 2. That was a really tough course. In tight factory turn number 2, and back way off the throttle, up in 4th place. So coming up the top.
Checker flag for the 16. Good job. You hit the start. That first turn first. You did what you can do. Nice work.
And then you have Jeff Bernard finishing in 4th place across the start-finish line now as the boats head back to the Neil F. Lamson pits. Nice job by Jean Theoret. And it goes to show you, we talked about this yesterday, you don't need to be in the inside lane to get a victory.
The 2016 Hapo Columbia Cup, Heat 3B.
Coming up later this afternoon for the Hapo Columbia Cup
2016. So leading the boats down the back stretch, that would be Brian Perkins.
21, Payne West Insurance, Brian Perkins.
West Insurance. That is the white boat with the checkered flag motif on that fairing on the back. The red boat, of course, would be the 5 Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly, just out of Pasco Tire Factory, turn number 2. In Tony's turn 2 right now is the 1 Home Street Bank with Jimmy
The
Shane.
5 Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly.
We call it Home Street Blue. We like it Columbia Blue. And then the black boat is Kevin Ekrit, 99.9 Car Star.
The 1 Home Street Bank, Miss Madison, Jimmy Shane.
Turn number 2, Tony Hunt.
The 99.9 Car Star, Miss Rock, Kevin Ekrit.
Jimmy just cut underneath. That's fine. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. He's right in front of you on the front chute right there.
He's pretty excited, but he's camping. As you can see right in front of you guys, he's camping right now.
He is, and also backing up across the bridge.
From what I can see right now, Bud, you're going to run all the way down, okay? You got the 99 coming up on your outside, more speed. He'll match even again.
From Atomic that they may incorporate in this race.
Well, we'll see if they do anything in the infield. That's where it was won.
Cut.
But do you want lane number 1? And here comes J. Michael Kelly coming across. And he's going to come in front, and it looks as if it's going to be very, very close in front of Perkins.
Yeah, let's see if he washes him down a little bit over there.
It's very close. He did get some water on him.
Yeah, that's the one thing you have to watch is that wake and rooster tail and your competitor that you're trying to slide over. So in lane number 1 now, as it stands, J. Michael Kelly, will he cut across the infield or will he hold on to that lane as the boats head up the back stretch? J. Michael Kelly.
Again, I don't want you hovering at 80.
Moving up to the 99.9. And he's going to jump out in front of the other 2 boats out there, the 21, along with the 1. And we'll see what they do. We still got just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes right now to the start.
This is nice. Drive them all the way down.
Like Jimmy Shane is going to set up perhaps in lane number 4. Perkins maybe in lane number 3 as it stands right now. So they head down to the turn number 1 with the blue bridge in the background. Perfect racing conditions, 74 degrees, a light wind. As we get ready for the start of 3B from Atomic Screen Print.
Guys, they can still change lanes between here and the entrance pin to the upper corner, but I don't think you're going to see it. I think the way they're coming in front of you...
Get up there, Jimmy. Let him get up there.
That's the way it's going to be. Jimmy Shane is going to have to do this from the far outside. Watch him take that Home Street Blue thing and wind it up.
And he is getting himself some extra horsepower underneath him as he pulls up even or close to it. Now he is...
Okay, let him go. Let him go.
As he leapfrog over into lane number 3, it looks like he did. He got far enough out in front, and I'm thinking that's the king. No, he's still in number 4. He's still in 4 as I see it coming down the backside.
All right, so the question is now, where is Perkins going to pull? Is he going to be pushed outside? Because right now he's trailing, but he looks like he's inside.
He's in lane number 3. Perkins in 3. Right. Jimmy Shane is in 4 right now.
So lane number 1, the 5, J. Michael Kelly, Graham Trucking. Lane number 2, Kevin Ekrit in the 99.9, Car Star Power for Miss Rock. Lane number 3 will be the 21, Daryl Strong, presented Payne West Insurance with Brian Perkins and all the Jimmy Shane.
Nice start. Jimmy's way back, lane 4. Let's go. Check lights, and go. Lane 1 turn.
Coming 4 wide. This is a gorgeous looking start. You're exactly right. Brian Perkins got the 21 in lane number 2. J. Michael Kelly's getting it down here first.
Let's go, Jimmy. Let's go.
And on the far outside, Jimmy Shane, Tony, and they are going hard into the corner. J. Michael Kelly in the 5 will be the first one out of the exit pin. Halfway behind is 21, and he's going to be in second. But here comes Jimmy Shane in the 1, and he has got some power coming down the backside.
Kevin Ekrit almost lost power in Tire Factory turn number 2 in the slump. There was nowhere to go in that tunnel for Ekrit up the back stretch.
Swing her to 2. Bring her out to 2. Bring her out to 2. Out to 2.
Top end of the course, your race leader is the 5 Graham Trucking with J. Michael Kelly. Second place now is Jimmy Shane in the 1 on the straight bank. Third place is Brian Perkins in the 21.
Saw Apex. Come through, saw Apex, come out.
Jimmy Shane can catch him from here. He's going to try and do it. But J. Michael Kelly's radio man is telling him where Shane is. And right now he's telling him he's sticking on the outside, Tony.
And that's exactly where he is at. J. Michael Kelly really walked those sponsors into the corner. But it is J. Michael Kelly way out in front. A good 3 both legs over. 3 rooster tails.
This is going to be your white flag coming up here, buddy.
About 3 rooster tails between all the competitors out there. Remember, this is a 4-lap preliminary heat. So J. Michael Kelly, top end of the course, the right red, Graham Trucking, U5, exited in Buffalo Brothers turn. Now, here comes Jimmy Shane. He's outside.
Battle. He is at Apex now. You have definitely.
He slides into the 3rd lane now, and he's finding that smoother water on the way outside now. Lane 4 will be the U1, and I believe you're right, Brad. He's going to sit back and take the points where he's at, followed in 3rd place by the 21. Yeah,
Come on, White. Yes, sir. Give her one for the fans. Nice job, buddy. Come get the checkered flag.
I think I'm late on my car.
Is driven by Dylan Running. 2, 1, mark. 5 minutes to the start of our Heat 1A, our H1 Unlimited hydroplanes, the fastest race boats in the world, can now come out on the race course. The first boat away from the pit area is the U91, the Goodman Real Estate. So that was the 5-minute mark, and it is time to go racing. Let's run down the boats that will be in our Heat 1A. The U1, it is predominantly blue and white. It is the Miss Homestreet. It is driven by Dylan Runney. He is a rookie, but he is a good one. He's going to be joined by the bright red Beacon Electric U8, driven by J. Michael Kelly. J. Michael Kelly's teammate, Corey Peabody, drives the U9. It's predominantly white. It is the Beacon Plumbing. And rounding out our 4-boat field in our Heat 1A is the white trimmed in black and gold Goodman Real Estate. It's U91. It is driven by Andrew Tate. Our boats can cut the race course. I'm expecting we're going to see some of that happen here very quickly. But before we get to that, as J. Michael Kelly is going to cut across the race course, the start of our Heat 1A is just a few minutes away, and Seafair reminds you that for your own safety and the safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the hydros are on the Ted Jones race course. So it is time to get out of the water and enjoy the fastest race boats in the world. John Walters, I made a comment that I expected a couple of the boats to cut the race course. They all did.
Yeah, the race started the minute they pushed the button to leave the dock there, and you can see they're all running fairly close together. The start is huge here. These are only 3-lap preliminary races, so if somebody gets a jump on you, it's tough, as fast as all these boats are, to make up that difference and make up that distance. And you're going to see guys that want to have the inside lane. They're going to try to drag guys up there early so that they can maybe get them to jump the gun or make a mistake. You have to maintain a minimum speed of 80 miles per hour. That's kind of a judgment call now, and as Dylan cuts across the infield here to try and pick up that inside lane as everybody else is coming down the front straightaway here. So it's going to be a battle from the very beginning. Just like we said, this is a heavyweight championship, but it's going to be 4 different fighters.
Yeah, this is going to be good. So we're coming up on 2 minutes and 40 seconds. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Again, for those of you that have never seen this before, we're not racing yet. That doesn't mean we're not in the middle of a competition right now. Watch J. Michael Kelly. Is he going to make a move? I thought maybe he might jump across to the backstretch, but no, that would have been a legal maneuver, but he did not. He went all the way down to the bottom of the race course as we approach 2 minutes and 20 seconds, 2:20 until the start. Remember, our boats do not have assigned lanes. They are jockeying for position. So wherever somebody is on the course right now, that may be where they want to be. It may not be where they want to be. As John was talking earlier, you've got to have a plan B, C, and sometimes D when you get out on the race course. We will begin our 3-lap preliminary Heat 1A in 1 minute and 50 seconds. John, they're all up at the top end of the race course. Dylan Runney's going to come off first.
Yeah, the way this race course is set up, at the 1 minute gun, you want to be between, about the apex of turn 1 here and the exit pin. It's a short run down that back straightaway, especially as fast as these guys go. So you're going to see everybody try to get down there, and like you mentioned, you're either at where the spot you want to be on the race course or where you would think you want the competition to think you want to be there. So a lot of this is just head games, and a lot of it's playing the game.
And another piece to this puzzle that we talked about earlier, but not yet during this heat, the boats cannot drop below 80 miles per hour. So that really affects how you fight for these positions. You can't just go park in a lane at the top end of the race course. You have to maintain at least 80 miles an hour. That will be determined by the officials when we finish the heat and the boats come back to the pit area and they look at the data recorder. So now inside 1 minute, they were pretty much where you were talking about, John, and right now it looks as though Dylan Runney in the U1, the Miss Homestreet, is going to sit in lane number 1 up the backstretch. That's going to be his teammate Andrew Tate sitting in 2, lane 3. It looks like Corey Peabody, but we're going to watch where J. Michael Kelly might slot. He's coming up behind the boats, and we are inside 35 seconds. John, they're at the top end. We're going to be racing here inside 25 seconds.
Yeah, they're all in pretty good shape. Dylan may be a little bit early, and you saw J. Michael Kelly last week, get up there too early, and he had to make a decision. Do I jump the gun or do I get disqualified? If you jump the gun, at least you get to continue to race. It's about 7 seconds off the exit pin, and here they come.
Inside 10 seconds now. They come down to the start. It is Runny in 1. It is Tate in 2. It's Peabody in 3. On the outside, J. Michael Kelly. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Mark, it looks to be legal from here. We'll call them as they are on the water. And John Walters said that Dylan Runny didn't bring a lot of boat speed down as he was early. He's going to trail the field into turn 1. Our leader on the outside is J. Michael Kelly, but he's already been passed to the left of him on the inside. By that is going to be Corey Peabody in the Beacon Plumbing, and inside of him it is Andrew Tate. It is Tate. It is Peabody up the backstretch. Halfway through, Peabody on the outside. He's up by about 3 boat lengths, but now, John, it's that inside lane position that Andrew's got at the top end.
Yeah, Corey's really in the best position here because he can control, how wide and how early, they get into the turn there. So he's going to try to hold and maintain that radius around there as they start down the straightaway towards the start-finish line at the end of lap 1.
A boat that's showing me an awful lot of speed right now is J. Michael Kelly because he's staying in the mix here, and he's running the biggest race course on the far outside. Our 4th place boat across the line is Dylan Runny in the home street now. Down to the lower end of the race course, it is still Corey Peabody. He's running in lane number 2. He's holding Andrew Tate to a nice tight line on the inside. He's driving him legal, John. He's giving him enough room, but he's not giving him any more.
Yeah, he's not giving him any extra, and he knows exactly where he's at. He's got spotters that are telling him he can see the race course himself very well, and he knows as long as he can pinch, Andrew in that first turn there, that he's going to have to come off the throttle to maintain his boat speed so he doesn't slide out into that rooster tail. So he's actually controlling the first turn, even though he's not in the lift in the first lane.
I've been making the comment all weekend long that nobody has solved the Corey Peabody puzzle, and once again he's out almost by a rooster tail. J. Michael Kelly on the far outside has got his sight set on Andrew Tate, but that's going to be a tall order as the boats go down to the bottom end of the race course for the 3rd and final time. Our leader off the exit pin, Corey Peabody, got almost a full rooster tail now on Andrew Tate on the inside. Tate, our top qualifier. Our Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody was our 3rd fastest qualifier, but John Walters, they've got a good race setup, and he's walking away from our top qualifier up the backstretch.
They've got an excellent race set up. The water was good. Corey did a really good job, and like I mentioned earlier, lane 2 is the place you want to be here. This is a big, wide race course with big turns, and boy, you get on any farther outside than that, and it's a long, long ways around these turns, but Corey was in a position to control that first turn and really put him in a position to win.
Checkered flag flies. Corey Peabody in the U9. Beacon Plumbing, 2nd place, is going to go to our top qualifier, Andrew Tate, U91 Goodman Real Estate. Then it's J. Michael Kelly in 3rd, driving the 8. That is the Beacon Electric. And the man who was a little bit early at the start, and you saw how it can cost him, Dylan Runny in the U1, the Miss Home Street. You talked about it, John. You said maybe Dylan was early. He was. He came off the corner. The other guys were behind him, got to put the foot down. They brought the momentum to the line. And unfortunately, as you said prior to the heat, you can't let these guys get the jump on you because they're just too quick. You'll never catch them in 3 laps.
Exactly. And in the old days, you used to be able to sneak up there a little bit early, and you could back off the throttle. You could, use up some extra time going wide in the turns or whatever. But if you drop below 80 miles an hour, you're going to get penalized now. So you put yourself in a real tough position. You want to get up there and put yourself in a good spot to be able to get the lane that you want without having to forfeit the boat speed. And Corey did just a great job, kept the boat in good clean water. J. Michael did a great job keeping the boat in good clean water. Unfortunately, that effort that Dylan put on to try and get the inside lane cost him boat position. So that was a real tough thing for him to have to deal with. And short 2-mile race course here, as fast as these boats are, the chances of driving around these guys on the outside are not good.
5 minutes. That is the 5-minute mark, and it is time to go racing at the 2023 Home Street Bank Cup and APBA Gold Cup. Here's who will be racing once again in our Heat 1B. It'll be boat number 11. It is the Legend Yacht Transport, presented by the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. It's driven by Jamie Nielsen. It is Chartreuse Royal Blue. It is trimmed in red. It's going to be joined on the race course by the predominantly red, trimmed in black and silver U12. The Graham Trucking rookie Bobby King will be behind the wheel of that one. Bobby will be starting on the front row. He is fully qualified. Then you've got the U40, the boat John was talking about, that he thinks he may have everybody covered in top end speed. That's not everything, but it's a lot. Dustin Eccles will drive that beautiful blue and yellow hydroplane. It's the U40. the Flavor Pack. Then we have our qualifying driver, Gunnar O'Farrell, driving the U60. The Beast Unleashed presents Miss Thriftway. He's got to start on the outside of the field, and he's got to start 5 seconds behind the clock. So we are just a few minutes, in fact 3 minutes and 45 seconds away from the beginning of our Heat 1B, and Seafair reminds you that for your own safety and the safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the Hydros are on the Ted Jones racecourse. It's time to get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. John, I was checking that little blurb. I had to read about the safety aspect. I'm looking at the race course. It looks as though maybe one boat cut.
Yeah, Dustin Eccles cut in the Flavor Pack just past the start-finish line on the backstretch to the front stretch as they came down. Everybody started on that side of the race course, so it was real short to get to the race course, with the exception of Gunnar. He's over here on the lagoon side, so he had to drive all the way around, which works out just fine for him because, as you mentioned, he'll have to start on the outside lane and 5 seconds off the clock. Now, that's important, the off the clock part, because some of these guys, if they have a problem, they could be off the clock themselves, 3 or 4 seconds. He doesn't have to be 5 seconds behind them, but 5 per second after the clock strikes 0.
And we just had an interesting maneuver because Dustin Eccles cut the race course again a second time, but as he came out of the infield and re-entered the race course on the front straightaway, it was made very clear last night at the drivers' meeting, if you come from that infield, as we're watching Bobby King do right here on the front straightaway, when you do that, you have no right-of-way. The boats behind you, coming up behind you, have the right-of-way, but it worked out well for Dustin Eccles because he was way in front of Jamie Nielsen, and he made sure to give his boat a squirt, so he got away, so there was no interference with a boat that was already on the race course, that being Jamie Nielsen in the Legend Yacht Transport, presented by the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouse. Up the backstretch with 155 until the start. Dustin Eccles is up there first. He might be a little bit early. John, you were saying he wanted to be down here at the lower end at a minute. Remember, he can't just slow the boat down. He's got to stay above 80 miles per hour.
Got to stay above 80 miles per hour, maintain a planing attitude. And you want to be about the apex to the exit pin when the 1 minute gun goes off. Now, you've already heard and seen some jockeying going on. If you hear that popping and banging out there, that's a compressor stall where the bleed band is locked closed, and it's getting down to a point where the bleed band is closing and the fuel control gets unhappy and the compressor stalls. Dustin's a little bit early there. If he backs off the throttle here, he risks going under 80 miles an hour and could be penalized a lap or even disqualified. So as we're getting for the countdown for the 1 minute gun right now.
3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. I think Dustin's going to be okay. He went deep into that corner to scruff off a little bit of time. Now he can swing it back into an inside lane. The boats don't determine their final lane until the entrance pin of the upper corner up by the bridge. So they could still see a lane change at this point, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that's the way they're going to come to the line. Dustin Eccles in the U40, the Flavor Pack, is going to sit in lane number 1. Lane number 2 is going to go to Jamie Nielsen. That is in the Legend Yacht Transport. That is the Chartreuse and Royal Blue. Then it is going to be Bobby King in the red trimmed in black Graham Trucking to U12. We'll have Gunnar O'Farrell on the far outside and trailing the field coming to the line. We are inside 20 seconds until the start. Watch the boats fan out on the top end of the race course, and then a run down to turn number 1. And we are inside 10 seconds. Now look at Bobby King. He's got speed bringing it to the line. Is he too early? We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. Boats are across the line. Bobby King appears to have a good start, and it is a legal start. It is legal. Bobby King, the rookie, going to take him down to the lower end of the race course, but he's got Jamie Nielsen with him, and also now Nielsen takes over the lead on the inside. Off the corner and coming up the backstretch, Jamie Nielsen, U11 Legend Yacht Transport, looking strong. Again, another good start for Jamie Nielsen, John, as they go up the top end of the race course, but he's got company in Bobby King.
Yeah, Jamie made a really good start up there, and when Dustin got up there a little bit early, he had to slide out wide just a little bit, and Jamie slid inside of him there, got the number 1 lane. So, like I say, I think that Flavor Pack boat's got a little top end on everybody here. Jamie was able to, reel in Bobby there in the 12 as they got down there, and boy, they've got a real good race going here as they go to the first turn at the end of first lap.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 down to the bottom end of the race course. That is Jamie Nielsen in lane number 1. Bobby King with a good start and a lot of outspeed is sitting in lane number 2. He is in position number 2. And then keep an eye on Dustin Eccles. You said he had top end on everybody. He might, and he's going to try and use it, and he's got his sights set on Bobby King. The race may be for second place, but I'll tell you what, Jamie Nielsen cannot relax. He's got a right side rear view mirror that is full of the rookie Bobby King. Graham Trucking running very strong up the backstretch. We are in the middle of lap number 2. Still anybody's race up at the top end. Where is Gunnar O'Farrell? There he is. He's halfway up the backstretch. So O'Farrell is still running in 4th place. Jamie Nielsen's going to come down and put 2 in the books. And that is going to be in 1st place. But look at the run for 2nd place. Here comes Dustin Eccles on the outside to Flavor Pack. He flies the 40 as he drives around Bobby King on the outside. But King's going to have lane position on the inside. This corner's going to be very interesting for our 2nd place battle. It is the Flavor Pack U40 Dustin Eccles. He has now taken over 2nd place. He's holding Bobby King in tight. But our leader with a full 2 rooster tails over those 2 boats remains Jamie Nielsen. Legend Yacht Transport presents the Old Cannery Furniture Warehouses at the top end of the course and looking strong. Don't count out Bobby King. He's still got lane position up here, and Dustin Eccles is going to have to drive a great big race course to go outside the wake of Jamie Nielsen. But coming down to pick up a checkered flag here, at least unofficially in our Heat 1B, Jamie Nielsen. U11 Legend Yacht Transport. 2nd place is going to go to Dustin Eccles in the Flavor Pack. 3rd place to Bobby King in the Graham Trucking, the U12. And coming off the top end of the race course in the U60, the Beast Unleashed presents Miss Thriftway rookie Gunnar O'Farrell.
Join.
That was an interesting start sequence because we're getting some really good examples of these. Should be a good one. We're coming up on 4 minutes until the start of our Heat 2A, and Seafair reminds you that for your own safety and the safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the hydros are on the Ted Jones race course. So now it's time to get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. J. Michael Kelly cuts the course from back to front, illegal maneuver. There's another cut right there. Johnny jumped right back over to the backstretch again. Illegal maneuver by J. Michael Kelly.
Yeah, I think JMK is looking over there and he sees Jamie coming up on the inside lane, and Jamie's been really good at getting that inside lane and making great starts. So I think J. Michael knows he needs to have the inside lane here in order to win, and so he's not going to let Jamie get too far ahead there. I think he's just going to pace him here, and you'll see a real battle there.
Down to the lower end of the race course, Dustin Eccles driving a Flavor Pack, and boy, did he go deep into that lower corner. Watching the clock, everybody is. Remember, for those of you who are new or may not remember from this morning, the lanes are not assigned when they leave the pit area. They are fighting for those lanes, and this is what we call the milling period. John Walter, sometimes referred to as the race before the race.
It definitely is the race before the race, and like I say, I think that you're seeing one going on here right now with Jamie Nielsen and J. Michael Kelly. J. Michael's working real hard to move over and take that inside lane. He's just kind of pacing him behind there, and now you see Dustin, cutting across the infield here, looking to get into the hunt for that inside lane as well. So right now they're all in really good shape. Like we talked about in the earlier heats, you want to be about the apex to the exit pin or the first turn there when the 1 minute gun goes off, and then you can cruise down the back straightaway, and it's only about a 7-second run from the exit pin to the starting line.
And you were talking about J. Michael Kelly and Dustin Eccles maybe trying to find a way inside of Jamie Nielsen. Meanwhile, radio personnel to Jamie Nielsen are saying, don't move, oh, look at this, look at Andrew Tate. He's going to jump over to the backstretch. Now, Andrew does not have a right-of-way here. He's got to be careful, and J. Michael Kelly went right through the rooster tail of Andrew Tate, and I'm telling you right now, the officials are going to take a look at that one. The boat that is on the straightaway has the right-of-way way. J. Michael Kelly had the right of way there, and it is going to be a question about Andrew Tate. A boat entering the course from the infield does not have the right of way. I'm sure the officials are going to take a look at that. We'll call them the way they are on the water. And at the top end of the race course, it is Jamie Nielsen. He is right now in lane number 1. Kelly is in 2. It is Andrew Tate in lane number 3. Watch him come off the top end of the race course. But we're still a minute 30, still a minute 35, John, until our start. So they got to go all the way down and around again.
Yeah, they're going to cruise down here, staying above that 80-mile-per-hour minimum, trying to establish and hold these lanes. Like I say, if they can get down to the first turn here about the apex when the 1-minute gun goes off, they'll be in great shape. You'll see them accelerate and start up the turn. Now, they can still change lanes until they get to the score-up buoy here, which is the entrance pin of the second turn.
Up at the top end of the race course by the floating bridge. So you've called it about 1 minute. They want to be down at the apex of the lower corner. That's where they are right now with 2-1 mark, 1 minute. And it is Jamie Nielsen sitting in lane number 1. He is in the Legend Yacht Transport. Then it is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. That's the red boat in lane 2. Coming up behind them is the predominantly white boat, the Goodman Real Estate, with Andrew Tate. And it looks like making a charge on the outside is going to be Dustin Eccles in the U40, the Flavor Pack, 37 seconds, John, as they go up the backstretch.
Yeah, they're all in pretty good shape right here. Actually, you know, from J. Michael K back, they're in excellent shape, and you can see they're going to start accelerating, getting after the power here. They're going to have a little bit of a speed advantage by the time they get to Jamie up there, but he's still in control of this field right now.
Jamie Nielsen is in 1. Kelly is in 2. Tate is in 3. Eccles is on the outside. They are at the exit pin of the corner at 11 seconds. So they're going to have to hold back here just a little bit. We are inside 10 seconds. Now they start to come up on the power curve. Going to be a pretty start. We are 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 mark. And we are racing in Heat 2A. The start appeared to be good, but we'll monitor the radio. And it is going to be Andrew Tate and J. Michael Kelly that are going to get down here first. And they are literally side by side. But once again, Jamie Nielsen with the lane position on the outside. They're going to come off the corner 3 wide. The start is under review. We'll keep an ear to the radio. Look at them 3 wide down the backstretch. And now J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric starts to move out a little bit on Jamie Nielsen, but he's bringing Andrew Tate with him. The two of them are tied together as they get to the top end of the race course and enter into turn number 2. Nielsen with the lane position on the inside, but boy, John, we got a barn burner on the outside.
Yeah, we absolutely do, and Jamie's got the inside lane, but he's really having to watch himself as the other 2 boats have got overlap now, and they're starting to put the pinch on him, hoping he'll have to back off the throttle, and then they'll give them a clear advantage to move over to that inside lane.
One lap in the books with 2 more to go. It was J. Michael Kelly by about a boat length and a half, but now Tate has closed that up. He's basically pulled up alongside Mike. The 2 of them are going to come off the lower corner virtually side by side. Looks like one boat, but now we see a little bit of white. We can see Andrew Tate, Goodman Real Estate, Beacon Electric tied together up the backstretch, and watch on the outside. Dustin Eccles in the Flavor Pack. He's not being lost. He was in 4th place. He has now moved past Jamie Nielsen as they get to the top end of the race course. Dustin Eccles driving a mighty big race course, but our leaders still tied together as they come down to put 2 in the books, John.
Yeah, as they come down this straightaway here, J. Michael Kelly's got the catbird seat. He's, the inside lane, even though he's not in lane number 1, but he's able to, keep Andrew on his hip right there and really control the race course. The boat is accelerating good. They got great boat ride.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Andrew Tate really flew the 91 as he got down to the corner. Kelly's going to come out first. Now he's opened up a little bit of water on Andrew Tate, making about 4 or 5 boat lengths. I'm telling you, Dustin Eccles not going away in 3rd, but I don't think he's going to have enough time to run down Andrew Tate. J. Michael Kelly, you heard John Walter say he is in the catbird seat. He's sitting on an inside lane. He's just got to negotiate this north turn, come through clean, come down, and he will pick up a checkered flag and an apparent 400 big points, and that's going to be huge in the national high point standings. We'll get to that later. Here they come, top of the course, come down to put 3 up and 3 down. Checkered flag flies. It is J. Michael Kelly in the Beacon Electric. He will finish first. Andrew Tate will come across in 2nd place. A hard-charging Dustin Eccles will come across in the U40, the Flavor Pack. And Jamie Nielsen, he will come down and finish in 4th place. He had that lane on the inside, but boy, It didn't take long for Kelly and Tate to move out on him, and like you say, then it got tight in there for Jamie, and they were holding him on that inside lane, and it's just tough to do.
It is tough to do, and even Dustin, he appears to have top end on everybody here, but this is a big race course. I'm sure if you're out in lane 3 or 4 like that, with only 3 laps to accomplish it in, it's difficult to drive by them. And typically, when you've got top end on everybody, you don't have the bottom end, and you don't accelerate as well. And on this big, wide race course, that's really what you want, is the bottom end. You want to be able to get through the turns well, just squirt off that exit pin, and pull hard all the way to the next turn. And
boats, remember, have to sit at the dock, and a driver actually has to have a crew member with a hand on the boat at the 5-minute mark before they can take off. But just like that, John Walters, they are coming away from the dock, and that means we're inside the 5-minute mark to our Heat 2B, presented by Beacon Plumbing. Once again, let's run down who is going to come out on the water. And the first boat out is powder blue and white. It is the U1. It is the Miss Home Street. It is driven by rookie Dylan Runny. The boat you're looking at on the screen, for those of you on the live stream, the U9, the Beacon Plumbing with Corey Peabody. Nobody has solved the Corey Peabody puzzle yet. He's driving the white U9, Beacon Plumbing, Corey Peabody. The predominantly red Graham Trucking U12, driven by the rookie Bobby King. He is away and up on the race course. And joining him on the race course, I see he is pulled away from the Stan Sayers Memorial Pit area, the U60, the Beast, Unleashed, presents the Miss Thriftway with Gunnar O'Farrell. The start of Heat 2B is 3 minutes and 50 seconds away, and Seafair reminds you that for your own safety and the safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the hydroplanes are on the Ted Jones race course. So now it is time to get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. John, I've been reading that script to make sure everybody's safe. What am I missing on the water?
Well, I think you're going to see Dylan make a real effort here to, get an inside lane and make a great start. He only finished 4th in that first heat there, so he's needing points. And, he dropped a few points to, the other boats there. And we're into the second round of heats here. Only a couple more chances to gather enough heats to get into the final. So I think he's going to make a real concerted effort here to get an inside lane, make a good start, and hopefully win first or second place here. Of course, there's 3 other boats out there that have different plans, and they don't think that they want him in that final heat. So they're going to work real hard to push him around and keep him outside there. So the rookie here in the 12. With Bobby King, he's got some learning to do. He's still learning the boat. He's still learning the race course. He's still learning these other drivers. And then Corey. Corey's got a pretty good handle on things right now. And like you say, he's kind of the main piece in this puzzle right now, and nobody's really figured that out. But I think they're going to pay real close attention to him, and hopefully, in their minds, they're thinking that they're going to be able to contain him and control him, not let him run away from him.
2 minutes and 20 seconds, 2:20 until the start of our Heat 2B, presented by Beacon Plumbing. Gunnar O'Farrell comes off the lower end of the race course. Behind him is Corey Peabody, and just entering the lower turn is the Miss Home Street, Dylan Runny. The boats are spread out on the backstretch right now for our Heat 2B, presented by Beacon Plumbing. Looking at the clock, 2 minutes until the start of Heat 2B, presented by Beacon Plumbing. Top end of the race course, Bobby King. He surprised me, John, in that last heat because he moved to an inside lane, not the inside lane, but he went ahead and said, I'm going to come in here and mix it up with you guys. And he had a nice start. He had a good run in that first heat.
He did have a nice start, and like I say, he's no stranger to fast boats and having to race hard. So he's going to come down here a little bit early right now. Looks like he's going to cut across maybe, and or at least he's slowing way down, trying to get an inside lane down here and be in that first turn with a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, well, what it looks like to me, if he can hold it off and he can keep his speed above 80 miles an hour and get down there, he's going to have an inside lane. He may have the inside lane. I think he's sitting tight to the buoy row right now. 1:10 until the start, and it is. Bobby King is sitting in lane number 1. Oh, this could be a lot of fun.
This could be a good heat.
We are at 2 seconds, 1 second mark, 1 minute to our Heat 2B, presented to Seafair by Beacon Plumbing. And now, off the bottom end of the race course, Bobby King in the U12, the Graham Trucking, predominantly black, trimmed in red. He is on an inside lane. Next to him in lane number 2 is the U9, the Beacon Plumbing. That's Corey Peabody. He was a winner in his first heat. Then it is going to be Dylan Runny in the powder blue and white Miss Home Street. He's going to be in lane number 3. Look for Gunnar O'Farrell in the Beast Unleashed to drop back on the outside. He's way on the outside right now. He will drop back. He has to start 5 seconds behind the clock. I like where they are, John Walters. They were 20 seconds at the entrance pin to the corner. Look at King sitting in 1. I like it. Now, Dylan Runny, he's out in front of everybody, but he's not going to have a lot of boat speed. We are coming up inside 5 seconds. We are 3 seconds, 2, 1. Mark, it appears to be a very clean start. Corey Peabody's going to break the clock. It is a legal start, and he's going to get down to the corner first, but he's got Bobby King off to his left on the inside lane. Look for Corey to stick the white nose out first, and there he is, Corey Peabody. But he's got a left side rear view mirror full of Bobby King. I'm liking this rookie, Bobby King, John.
Yeah, I definitely like Bobby. He comes from a long line of good boat racers. His dad, of course, being one of those. He's going to hang right in there. At this point in time, Corey's got enough overlap. He could take the lane, but I bet that he won't. He'll give him plenty of room down there. He's got boat speed on everybody right now. He made a great start leading these guys around the upper turn.
The boat you don't see is the Home Street, the Miss Home Street. He is on the outside. He is in 3rd position. You couldn't see him up the backstretch. Here comes Corey. 1 up, 1 down, 2 to go. Still got Bobby King on the inside. It's about a rooster tail lead for Corey Peabody. The race is going to be for 2nd place. Can Dylan Runny run down the rookie Bobby King on the inside? He's going to have to do it on a big race course, John.
He is, and this is a long ways around this race course, but Dylan's got the boat in a good lane right there. He's accelerating really hard. The boat comes off the turns, and he appears to have boat speed on Bobby when he gets to the other end there, but he runs out of straightaway just about the time that he gets in a position to make a move.
I'm telling you right now, Bobby King has closed up on Corey Peabody. He's only back by about 4, maybe 5 boat lengths, and he's got an inside lane. Bobby King is making a run out of this on the inside. King right on the buoy row. They're going to come off together. Peabody on the outside. King has taken the lead off the corner, and they're going to be side by side as they come down and put 2 in the books. Bobby King driving the daylights out of the Graham Trucking on the inside. He has moved away from Dylan Runny, who's dropped back in 3rd position. 3rd and final lap, lower into the race course. How do we do down here? Corey Peabody found some extra speed. He's opened up about 4 boat lengths. I'll tell you what, I don't know if King surprised Corey or not, but he made a run on that last straightaway.
It's hard to say exactly if maybe he snuck up on him there, but Corey's opened up a little bit of ground here. He's given Bobby enough room inside there. He's given him a lane in about a foot, so he's got to get in there and tighten up that radius.
Now we're back to keeping an eye on Dylan Runny in 3rd. I don't know if he can run down Bobby King. He's way on the outside, got a big race course to do it. But meanwhile, here comes the leader. Here comes our apparent winner of Heat 2B, presented by Beacon Plumbing. It is the Beacon Plumbing. Nobody has solved the Corey Peabody puzzle. The race for 2nd, it's a doozy, but it's Bobby King by 5 boat lengths over Dylan Runny in the Home Street. Holy cow, the rookie just keeps showing me more and more. Top end of the race course, here comes another rookie. We had 3 rookies in that particular heat. Didn't look like it. Looked like pretty good racing to me. Here comes Gunnar O'Farrell in the Beast Unleashed presents Miss Thriftway. I got excited about that one, John. That was kind of fun. I had a good time. Let's do that again.
Yeah, absolutely. That was an excellent heat. And again, I think this is just a preview of things to come tomorrow. It's going to be an outstanding boat race. And, we've already seen some of that. Really good drivers, really good equipment. The water conditions have held up all day.
2017 Albert Lee Cup at Seafair, Heat 1A.
Play-by-play to Brad Luce and Mark Allen.
Absolutely, let's go racing. Race fans, that's your 5-minute gun, and it's time to go boat racing. Here's who will be in Heat 1A, presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking. It'll be the U11, Mr. Julio, presents J&D's. The U12, Graham Trucking. The U21, Albert the Appliance. And the U440, Bucket List Racing. Seafair thanks Albert Lee Appliances, the proud sponsor of the Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup. 21, Albert Lee Appliance, Brian Perkins. Seafair reminds you that for your safety. The 11, J&D's Hydraulics, Mr. Julio, Tom Thompson. For Seafair by Graham Trucking. Brad Luce, we've got boats on the race course screaming up the backstretch. A couple of them side by side.
Yep, we are expecting
12, Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly. 440, Bucket List Racing, Dustin Eccles.
the drivers, Tom Thompson, J. Michael Kelly, Brian Perkins, and Dustin Eccles. Coming down the front straightaway here, the first boat, and we talked about cutting the race course. There's the first example of it.
And the second example was J. Michael Kelly came through from the back stretch to the front stretch. We saw him do that in...
Mike Kelly, one rooster tail behind you, inside of you. Going across the infield.
So reminding our fans, this is what Mark and I talked about. This is a timed start, and we've seen the boats cut the race course already from back to front and from front to back. We've seen them both do it. Now Brian Perkins is going to cut the course again as we are 3 minutes away from the start of our Heat 1A. Even Dustin Eccles is going to get into the act, and he's going to cut the race course from the back to the front. So apparently Mark Allen, everybody agrees this timing sequence is worth fighting for, and you got to be in the right spot at the right time.
Well, this is the race before the race.
That's the head we want to be. That's all right.
When they go out a little wide and turn around.
Not yet. Just go all the way down.
Halfway down the front straightaway, almost to the start-finish line. You've got Tom Thompson is shadowing him, and Dustin Eccles up at the upper end of the race course. And about another 45 seconds or a minute, they're all going to start to converge, and somebody's going to get that inside lane.
And I think the other piece to the puzzle that we need to touch is Tom Thompson cuts the race course off down here at the south end. Jim, I
got the course, Brian. Start lane, we're fine. All right.
Drop below 80 miles an hour any time from the time you come out of the pit area to the time you hit the start-finish line. You cannot drop below 80 miles an hour. Now that is tough to assimilate what that is, but as we see J. Michael Kelly going up the backstretch, typically if your little rooster tail is about as high as
11 is turn 2, 440 is about to enter, and 12 is the midway on the backstretch.
You're 80 miles an hour. You drop before.
You're fine. You're fine. You need some time.
Do it, then you are getting a penalty, and nobody wants to do that. So Brian Perkins now comes down the front straightaway, and he's just about at 80 miles an hour. Full song through the
down lane 1. Pitch him in there. Go pitch him in there. You're gonna have to pull up, or you can go across still. Coming up.
Do I have time to cross?
No, stay.
Thompson in 2, and J. Michael Kelly in 3 will have Dustin Eccles on the outside as they're down to 1 minute and 6.
Go, Tom.
And I thought J. Michael Kelly might take a run across the infield and jump over there in front of Brian Perkins.
Inside of Perkins there.
We are inside 1 minute. We are at 50 seconds. 50 seconds to our start. Perkins halfway up the backstretch. Here comes Thompson behind him. Brian Perkins sitting in lane 1. Mark, this could be fun.
I think he's going to have lane 1. They're halfway up the backstretch. Nobody's going to catch him to go inside of him. They can't leapfrog at this point. There's just not enough room. So they're coming to the north turn with 33 seconds to go before the start of Heat 1A, presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking. Brian Perkins at the entrance pin. Next to him will be Tom Thompson in the DiGiulio presents J&D's. And it'll be J. Michael Kelly. Now he comes.
Let's roll. Roll, I think. 14, 13, 12, 11. Nice job. Let's go. No stop. Go.
Here we go.
coming up to the start-finish line, 4 wide. They're 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. Mark, good looking 4-boat start. J. Michael Kelly in lane number 3 is getting it down here first. He has got the most boat speed, but he's got good speed off to his left on the inside. But Tom Thompson and Brian Perkins.
It's a good start. It's a good start, Brad. Nobody.
+2 on the 11 and +3 on the 21. Lane 3, let's roll.
There. Tom Thompson as well. They're all in the mix. Going up the backstretch. Brian Perkins, Tom Thompson, J. Michael Kelly leads them up the backstretch as they come to the north turn. Entrance buoy and lap number 1 will go 3 times around in our preliminary heats. J. Michael Kelly is in the lead out in lane number 3, and he's off the turn and heading down the front straightaway. Brad, they're coming to you.
Going to put one in the...
Next time, let's not leave him quite so much.
Decided to go wide and keep the boat speed up. So far, it's working very well for him. He's got a nice lead, but he has still got Tom Thompson about 4 boat lengths back. He is just to his left on the inside. Perkins is now dropping back a little bit in third. So it's a 2-boat race coming to you, Mark Allen, and it's Kelly on the outside.
Kelly on the outside, but Thompson on the inside. 1 boat length behind as they come off the turn, the south turn on the Ted Jones race course. Brian Perkins had to move to the outside, but it is your race right now. J. Michael Kelly and Tom Thompson, just like last week, Tom Thompson is putting it.
Try to move to about lane 2 if you can a little bit, that's fine.
To the north turn on lap number 2, you've got J. Michael Kelly with a 4-boat lead, big skid fin, rooster tails. They're off the turn, heading toward you, Brad.
All right, there you go. Now we got a drag race, 1 more lap. White flag, let's go. Dig hard, +1.
Position. He's on the inside. They're going to come down now with 1 to go. This is the white flag. Like the checkered flag will be waiting at the end. It is still J. Michael Kelly. What's his lead right now? It's about 3, maybe 3.5 boat lengths. Now he's closing it up. Thompson is going to be right with him, Mark, as they get to the exit pin.
They're at the apex of the south turn right now, 1 boat length lead. Tom Thompson is keeping up with J. Michael Kelly and shortening up that lead just a little bit. A third of the way up the backstretch. It's Kelly on the outside, Tom Thompson on the inside. The Graham Trucking and the DeJulios presents J&Ds. They're coming to the north turn for the last time around. Thompson's got the inside lane. He's only about 3 boats.
Keep fighting her, let's go. Hold on to her and let's get it. It's a drag race to the finish now. Push.
Close because Thompson made up time up in the north turn. They're coming down. A checkered flag is waiting, and it is going to be J. Mike.
Beauty. You got him. There we go. Nice job, Mike.
Really? No. That was really close. Really close. We're on the radio. We'll get the official finish here as soon as it comes across. That was good racing.
Oh, amazing racing. Brian Perkins will finish 3rd.
And we have not got an official call on it, but it was close. And I think Tom Thompson surprised J. Michael Kelly. Not with the fact that he ran strong, but I think he surprised him right there at the end. All of a sudden, he was coming off the corner and he was closing.
That was a very, very tight turn that Tom Thompson took, and J. Michael Kelly moved out just a slight, not much, not even a full lane. But boy, he was eating into that rooster tail as they came up the backstretch on lap number.
Order finishes 12, 11, 21, and I'm waiting for 440.
He's going to look to see where he was. He was coming off the turn. Yeah, he's coming off the turn way on the outside.
And the win is going to go to J. Michael Kelly in the U12, the Graham Trucking. So, Mark, he got him, but he didn't get him by very much. And if you like that, we've got lots more of that kind of racing coming your way the rest of the weekend. And kudos, right?
2017 Auberly Cup at Seafair, Heat 1B. '16, oh boy, Alberto, J.W. Myers. The 9, Les Schwab Tires, Andrew Tate. The 1, Home Street Bank, Miss Madison, Jimmy Shane. The 99.9 Car Star, Miss Rock, Greg Hopp.
Get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. Heat 1B is presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking. Brad Luce, we've got him on the water once again. Bang, bang, bang.
You got all four. I was a little worried about the 99.9. The car star Miss Rock, but Greg Hopp is away from the dock. 1, 2, 3, 4. First boat up the backstretch. You called him out. The U1, Miss Home Street, is predominantly blue. We call it Home Street blue. It is the boat driven by Jimmy Shane and our defending.
Boat's right at the exit buoy of turn 1 right now. Everybody else is in front. 3 minutes, 21 seconds.
The U9, the Les Schwab tire, that is driven by young Andrew Tate. Following him into the upper corner, the floating bridge turn, is the red, green, and white U16, the old boy Oberto, driven
Up on a 3-minute clock. All other boats are on the front stretch.
9.9, driven by Greg Hopp. Mark Allen, 3 minutes. 3 minutes to the start of our Heat 1B, and if it's half as good as 1A, we're in for another good show.
Yeah, this is going to be a barn burner, and we haven't seen anybody.
He's committed to the corner with you. He's right on your hip. Watch your 80. Stay with him.
But that's maybe a little early. 2 minutes and 45 seconds before the start. You've got the Home Street Bank and the Les Schwab side by side going through the south turn, followed by J.W. Myers and the Oh Boy Oberto, and then
I go all the way around and be right on time here. He's trying to slow down and shake you, I think. Nope, he's picking it up. He's right with you.
There, it's interesting. Andrew Tate staying just behind and to the right of Jimmy Shane. And trust me, Jimmy Shane knows he's there. He's got Nick Bonancini on the radio talking to him, saying he's right
Here, I'm going to stick it right on his head.
See if Jimmy Shane tries to shake him, because Andrew's sitting there shadowing him right now. Now with boat speed up the backstretch, here comes J-Dub. Looks like J-Dub's going to cut across the course, and he will do that coming back to front here with 2 minutes. 2 minutes to the start of our Heat 1B.
now he's going to park himself. It doesn't look like he's not in.
And he's way early. He's thinking he's going to make a start from there.
Move over because the other boats are well behind him, but I think he's going to start maybe not in lane 1, but out a little farther. And he's going to cut the course again, go to the backstretch. What I'm looking at is Jimmy Shane.
The one for pickup.
With Andrew Tate right behind him to see if Andrew Tate is going to make that cut into the infield and through to the backstretch, because Jimmy Shane is now just about committed, and they both are just about committed now to go all the way through the south turn.
And they're down here with 120, so if they're going to go all the way around from there, they're going to push that 80-mile-an-hour rule just a little bit. Now here comes Greg Hopp. He's going to come down here with some boat speed, and here is the countdown to the 1 minute mark, and we are 4, 3, 2, 1 mark. 1 minute.
Andrew Tate went way wide in the south turn to use up some time. He was a little early. Jimmy Shane almost halfway up the backstretch here with 51 seconds to go. I think the person who's really going to be in a great spot is J.W. Myers in the Oh Boy Oberto. He's going to have a head of steam. He's got 41 seconds. We said earlier it's about 12 seconds. Once you round the exit buoy to the south turn, straighten out, it's about 12 seconds run down to the start line.
Copy, 1 minute penalty on the one.
Entrance buoy to the north turn. He is at 26 seconds, so he's a bit early.
But this is that start procedure that maybe we saw Jimmy Shane playing with here when he was out this morning, when he would come off the corner very slowly. Definitely going to be in lane number 1. Lane number 2 is going to go to Andrew Tate. Lane 3 is going to be the Rock, and on the outside is going to be J.W. Myers. We're inside 10 seconds to the start. We're inside 5, we're 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and here they come 4 wide on the far outside. It's going to be J.W. Myers driving the Oberto. It is a good start, and getting down here first is going to be Jimmy Shane. He's in lane 1, but dead even and right on his outside is Andrew Tate, Mark.
And they are clean through the turn, off the turn, the exit buoy, and it's Jimmy Shane up the backstretch. Andrew Tate is about 4 boat lengths behind. You can't see him really because he's in
the penalty, so it's just you. Watch your going.
the backstretch. Jimmy Shane on the inside.
We're running for second right now with the 100.
And he is in third place, but you got J.W. Myers on the outside of him. They're coming to you, Brad, off the north turn.
Up at the top end of the race course. Great racing right here. Jimmy Shane's in one, and right on his hip is Andrew Tate. Tate was really quick off of the south turn. The top end.
By about 4 rooster fields. Let him go.
Here's our top two qualifiers. Running 1-2. One in the books. 2 to go. Shane out front now by about 4 boat lengths as they get to the entrance pit of the corner. Tate doesn't want to let him go, Mark.
No, he doesn't, and Shane's got a lot of air as he came to the entrance pit to the south turn, and Tate now is leg back. He's taking a little bit of space here. Jimmy Shane lengthening his lead. He is about 1 rooster tail ahead of Andrew Tate, and Andrew's not really catching up to him. We'll see what happens.
There's a penalty. Just let him go. Everybody else is way behind you.
It's Greg Hopp in 3rd and J.W. Myers in 4th, but Jimmy Shane is coming off the north turn, heading down the straightaway.
You're outside. One behind you. One rooster tail behind you on the outside.
Tail lead now, as I believe that Andrew Tate has said, all right, the fighting's over in this one. He's going to let Shane go. Shane is across. He'll start his final lap. Got a lot of air under the boat, but he settles it back down. Tate, a rooster tail plus behind. Maybe the biggest part of this Heat 1B is Greg Hopp is holding off. J.W. Myers into 16, the Oh Boy Alberto. We'll go back to our leaders.
And we'll deal with it after the heat. Just keep this thing on the water here. You're 2 rooster tails ahead.
And it's done on the Ted Jones Racecourse. Lap number 3. We're on the final lap. Andrew Tate knew I was going to do that. Mark was his dad, raced many years here. 2nd place, and he's letting him go. It's rooster tail and a half, 2 rooster tails. He is behind in 2nd place. Jimmy Shane, big skid fin rooster tail at that north turn. Comes
Rooster tails behind. 3 rooster tails behind.
Comes and looks like a white flag. I see a white flag on the tower.
There is a white flag for him. Now we'll see if we get the checker flag.
And a checkered flag for Andrew Tate.
Oh,
the checkered flag for Andrew Tate.
You never told me I had a warning. I came on and told you to pick it up. That's all I was told. I didn't get a warning. They said pick it up is not a warning. They said pick it up is just to pick up your pace. We get 1 warning. I never got a warning. We never got a warning.
Going very, very slowly up the backstretch. We've got something to sort out here on the official radio, but one of the things I'm going to assume, Mark Allen, is that whenever the word got levied to
Beacon Plumbing, stop freaking. 2017 Alberta Appliance Seafair Cup, Heat 2A.
The announcers, Brad Luce and Mark Allen with the call.
There it is, race fans. That is your 5-minute gun, and now it's time to go boat racing. Here's who will be racing in Heat 2A, presented for Seafair by Tulalip Casino. The U12 Graham Trucking with J. Michael.
16, Oh Boy Alberto, J.W. Myers. The 12, Graham Trucking, J. Michael Kelly. 21, Alberta Appliance, Brian Perkins.
The safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the hydros are on the Ted Jones Racecourse. Now it's time to get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. Heat 2A is presented for Seafair by Tulalip Casino.
99.9, Car Star, Miss Rock, Greg Hopp.
Would have been appropriate as well.
Absolutely, and Ron and Ted are up there. Hopefully they're sitting together somewhere looking down on this and said, wow, what a mark we left on boat racing, the city of Seattle, and certainly Seafair.
All 4 boats up and running and on the course as Greg Hopp brings the U-9.
Now, he'll be coming up on the front chute with you. We're coming up to 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Mark 3:30.
Cutting through the infield, the donuts and the timing runs, Brad Luce. It's already started here with 3.5 minutes to go before the start.
We've already had a couple of boats cut the course. We had Brian Perkins cut the course from the front stretch to the back in the U21, and we had J.W. Myers cut it from back to front up at the top end of the race course. J. Michael Kelly coming slow down the front straightaway here. And these guys have to be very cognizant of the fact they cannot drop below 80 miles an hour between now and the time the heat starts. We saw that in our second heat of racing today, and unfortunately, it cost Jimmy Shane and the Missed Home Street Bank a first-place finish. So they know the officials are watching. They got to keep it above 80 miles an hour, Mark. 2:45 until our start.
J. Michael Kelly and the Graham Trucking with a first place finish in his first heat today. J.W. Myers and the Ovoy Oberto and Brian Perkins each with a third place finish earlier in heats today.
Careful on your entry here. You don't get Perkins, but you got plenty of room. Perkins is not cutting on it. You're by yourself. 2:26.
The bottom end of the race course in that predominantly black boat trimmed in yellow and red, the famous Miss Rock color scheme. The rest of the boats are spread all across the race course here. They'll be bundling up here shortly, though, as we're coming up on 2:10, and then 2 minutes to our start. These guys start timing it out.
We'll see what J. Michael Kelly chooses to do here. Is he going to go all the way around or make a cut through to the back stretch? Nope. He's going to go all the way around. Nope.
As soon as you say that, he was just waiting for you to say it, Mark.
He's listening. Yeah, I know. He's listening.
So he'll go over to the backstretch as we come up on 1:50. Now, when we saw Jimmy Shane wind up going a little too slow.
Well, you're way too early here. You have to cut the course, but he's right there with you. He's right there with you. You got to cut behind him and cut the course. We're at 1:37. I don't think he can kill this much time. Your call. He's right on your inside. You can't cut in front of him. Okay, now you can. Now you can. Go. Keep going. Keep going. You're going to be behind if you get some speed up. You're going to be back a bit. We're at 1:20.
Entering the south turn.
So that's pretty close. We'll have to watch him. J. Michael Kelly certainly seems to be in good position. The boat to watch right now, Mark Allen, is the 16. J.W. Myers, he's going to cut the course back to front. That would be expected. I would expect him to throw in another loop. He'll probably cut front to back when he gets down here. In 1 minute, right there, Mark, 1 minute.
Ryan Perkins on the inside lane as they slowly go up the back stretch. Got to keep that 80-mile-an-hour speed up. Right next to him.
He's apex of infield. He's going to have to fall to your outside. Run your numbers. You're fine.
Coming up behind them, we'll see how he fits in, and J.W. Myers as well. Looks like he's going to be...
Those guys are early up front. You run your numbers. You run your numbers. You stick with a 24 entrance.
They're at 34 seconds, and they are coming to the north turn. Brad Luce, that is Brian Perkins in the Albert Lee U21, and he is at the apex of the north turn at 24 seconds.
Boy, he is early. He's really early, and he's bringing up Hop with him. He's at the exit pin of the corner at 20 seconds. Now, coming up behind him in lane 3 is going to be J. Michael Kelly. On the outside is going to be J.W. Myers. They should have pretty good boat speed as they come up to these two other boats that have been early. We're inside 10 seconds, and we're coming up now on 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark, and the boat speed is going to be in lane number 3 and lane number 4. We are racing in Heat 2A, presented by Tulalip Casino. First boat to get down here in lane number 3 is going to be J. Michael Kelly, but he's got 2 boats with him on the inside, Mark. This is going to be a busy first.
Get it floating off that turn. Get it floating off that turn.
And it's JMK. J.
3, stay out in 3.
Side, folks on the western side of the lake can see those 2 boats.
You're starting to pull the 21. You're pulling the 21 now. Just run through that turn, get some clean water, and run through that turn, you'll catch it.
Myers in 3rd.
J.W. Myers is showing a fair amount of boat speed up the backstretch. He's in 3rd place, and he's on the far outside. He is going to try and run down Brian Perkins, but Perkins has got a much smaller race course. They come off the top end of the north turn. They'll come down and put 1 in the books here in the Ted Jones race course. It is all red. J. Michael Kelly, he's out in front, but the race is going to be for 2nd, and on the inside, it is Brian Perkins, but pulling up alongside on a much bigger race course is going to be J.W. Myers. Mark, he's starting to stretch the legs a little bit.
There you go. Get it going. Get off that car. Get on that car. Get it going. Get it going. We can get him. We can get him.
Rooster tail and a half lead over the 2 boats that are running side by side off the turn. It's Brian Perkins by about 4 or 5 boat lengths over J.W. Myers as they go halfway up the backstretch. They're not going to catch J. Michael Kelly, but they are going to have a great boat race between the 2 of them. And Greg Hopp brings up the 4th place finish here, and he's about halfway through his lap number 2 as well. But it's Brian Perkins and J.W. Myers halfway through the turn. Here comes J. Michael Kelly and the 2 guys battling for 2nd.
Those guys are deck to deck, just exiting turn 2 now.
They're going to come down and put 2 in the books with 1 to go. Kelly is already across. He is on his final lap. And now it is Jay.
He's got 2 boat lengths on it. Here he comes up. Get going. Get going. He's right there.
Over Perkins. They are literally dead even as they come down here to the corner. It is Perkins on the inside. J-Dub driving hard on the outside, Mark.
Giving him lots of racing room, and J. Michael Kelly already off the turn, but the 2 guys racing for 2nd place. Brian Perkins now off the turn. J.W. Myers is hidden in his rooster tail, but he's only about 4 boat lengths behind. It looks like a double rooster tail out there, halfway up the backstretch for second place as J. Michael Kelly enters the north turn for the final time. Your race is for second place, and right now we can see Brian Perkins. Let's see who pokes his nose out as they turn to us. Brad Luce.
Coming off the top end of the course, here comes your leader and apparent winner. It is going to be J. Michael Kelly. He swings out wide. And now...
Get on the canard, float her off stern. Let's get going. We need some boat speed bad. Need boat speed.
21, the 16 on the outside. That is J.W. Myers in the Alberto. They come down to the finish line. It is going to be from here. It is J.W. Myers in the Oh Boy Alberto, just nipping Brian Perkins in the 21, the Albert Lee appliance. Holy cow, we're going to have to verify that one from the officials. I think that's the way we got it.
We tried to hold her off for a while. You did a good job of it.
And it was indeed J-Dub. Wow, he was able to run down Brian Perkins, and Mark Allen, he did it on a mighty large race course.
Very interesting finish in terms, even for J. Michael Kelly. He came way wide outside.
Getting very close to the 5-minute gun. And
2017 Albert Lee Cup at Seafair, Heat 2B.
well, we will hand it over to our play-by-play announcers for Heat 2B, Brad Luce and Mark Allen.
Time to go boat racing. Here's who you'll be seeing racing in
11, Mr. Julio, J&D's Tom Thompson. The 1, Home Street Bank, Miss Madison, Jimmy Shane. The 9, Les Schwab Tires, Andrew Tate. .440 Bucket List Racing, Dustin Eccles.
Seafair Cup. The start of Heat 2B is just a few minutes away, and Seafair reminds you that for your safety and the safety of those around you, everyone must be out of the water when the hydros are on the Ted Jones race course. Now it's time to get out of the water and enjoy the world's fastest race boats. Heat 2B is presented for Seafair by Graham Trucking. Counting up rooster tails. Brad Luce, I see 1, I see 2, I see 3, I see 4.
Mark, it was almost as you called them on the roster. They came away from the dock. You started with the Miss Home Street. They were first, right behind him, Andrew Tate, and that's the way they came out. They are all underwater as we approach 3.5 minutes. 3.5 minutes to our start. And one thing we have not mentioned yet today, as we've been talking about this racing that's been going on, is boats that need points. There's only one more section.
We're at 3 minutes to the start-finish line. We're about 5 seconds early. So we're there. We're going to have to go wide in the corner. Andrew's picking it up behind you. He's about lead 3. Yeah, we're a skosh early. So we're going to have to go wide in this corner. 5 on Andrew.
Yep, and he has got a couple of fast boats that he has to deal with, and that would be Andrew Tate in the Les Schwab, and Tom Thompson, who had a little bit of a good, surprising run last weekend in Tri-Cities at the Hapo Columbia Cup, and this morning, another excellent run for Tom Thompson. So he's got a couple of boats that he's got to deal with here that are his equal.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, some of the best racing we saw a week ago involved Andrew Tate and Tom Thompson. They went at it a couple of times.
Hey, Andrew's picking it up. Hang on. Let's see what he does here. Going about 120 behind you.
This could be a fun one. It is our Heat 2B of the 2017 Albert Lee Appliance Seafair Cup. It is presented by Graham Trucking, and we are 2 minutes and 20 seconds, 2:20. To the start of our Heat 2B.
One of the boats we know will be on the outside, or the boat we know will be on the outside, will be Dustin Eccles in that bright orange U440 Bucket List Racing as a rookie. He needs to start on the outside, and so that is where he will be. So they're fighting for the first 3 inside lanes at this point between Jimmy Shane, Andrew Tate, and Tom Thompson, and don't be surprised if any one of those guys nails the inside.
1, strobe 1, turn 1, strobe 1.
The upper corner up here, it looks like is that Shane? The boats are. Oh, he's got Shane in 1, and I believe that is Andrew right beside him. It is. It's Andrew Tate right beside him as they come down here. Now, once again, they got to be careful here because there's a minute 39. They were down here at 1:20 the previous time, and that's there's your change right there. You see Jimmy Shane saying,
Mode 11, strobe light, turn 1.
He's going to try to get to the backstretch before Tom Thompson comes through. And now Jimmy Shane
Leave him a room on the outside. He's fine. Go deep.
doing exactly what he did in the previous heat. He's scrubbing off time, going way wide in the south turn. But Jimmy Shane is cutting through. He has gone at speed all the way up, realizing that he was very early. Now he is at just
Heat above your mark.
to get around. He could come all the way around at full speed and pretty much nail that start, but he's not going to be in lane number 1 if he tries to do that.
Now he's going to have to, I think he'll cut here, and there he goes. And Tom Thompson.
Got warnings on the other guys, but not us. Warnings on the other guys, not us.
Is close to that 80 mile an hour. We're monitoring the radios. We come up on 40 seconds, and boy, he's a long way up the backstretch. Shane wasn't going to get caught again. We'll see if Tate does.
Is that a warning or is that a pickup?
Pickup.
30 seconds until our start.
It looks like Tom Thompson.
4 seconds over your mark.
Can't see. He's going through the rooster tail, and he's out in lane number 3. It'll be Andrew Tate in lane number 1, Jimmy Shane in the home street bank, and he will be in lane 2. Here they come. Tom Thompson in lane 3. It'll be Dustin Eccles way on the outside. They're turning toward the start line. Brad Luce, bring him down.
All right, here we go. The start of our Heat 2B countdown. We are inside 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They're close.
Mark, they are going to be very close at the start. Jimmy Shane's going to
Good start. Hold them tight. One lane. Tight.
If it was legal for Jimmy Shane, he took a big pound on the nose right when he set the boat up in the corner, Mark.
Off the exit of turn number 1, the south turn here on the Ted Jones Racecourse. Jimmy Shane already with almost a full rooster tail lead, but side by side for second place, Andrew Tate on the inside and Tom Thompson on the outside. They are going side by side in lane 1, Andrew Tate in lane 3, Tom Thompson. And it's Jimmy Shane at the top of the north turn. He's there first. Coming off the turn, it'll be Jimmy Shane out in front. But you've got a heck of a race right now between Andrew Tate and Tom Thompson for second place. They're coming to you, Brad.
Yeah, coming down to put 1 in the books is Jimmy Shane. He closed the door on Andrew Tate up there. Andrew had to go through a little bit of his rooster tail. I don't know if he's got clean water now. Well, he is running on the inside of Tom Thompson, and he is running in some real slop. He being Andrew Tate. Your leader is Jimmy Shane, and he's opened up water. But look at the fine run for Tom Thompson. He's got clean water on the outside. Tate's going to try and run him down, Mark, but he's going to have to do it on the inside lane, and it's soupy in there.
Yeah.
3 rooster tails, Jimmy. 3 rooster tails. Watch life.
Now clearly in second place, but Andrew Tate is going to try to chew into that rooster tail and see if he can run down Tom Thompson. Right now at the top of the north turn, lap number 2, it's Jimmy Shane well in hand, and then it's Tom Thompson, and then it's back about 2/3 of a rooster tail. But on the inside, here comes Andrew Tate. He's got the short way around at the north turn. They're turning toward you, Brad, and here they come.
2 up, 2 down, 1 to go for Jimmy Shane.
1 more lap. You got it. Keep after. Keep after it.
It is Tom Thompson on the outside. DeGiulio presents J&D. Here comes Andrew Tate. Tate's on the inside. He's going to go by Thompson. He gets a lot of air into the boat, and they are dead even, Mark. They're down here to the entrance pit of the corner. I'll tell you what, Thompson's got a bigger course, but he's got a lot better water, Mark.
A lot better water because that slop coming off the wake of Jimmy Shane, who's 3-4 lengths ahead, 3-4 rooster tails. But Andrew Tate right now is about a 4 boat length lead as he heads up the backstretch.
3 boat lengths back. Keep after it. You're doing fine.
He is in third place, but he's only about 4 or 5 boat lengths behind. And Andrew Tate comes to the top of the turn, north turn. Here comes Jimmy Shane. Andrew Tate is in second right now. But you call him, Brad, because you're going to see a drag race off the exit pin from the north turn. Here they come.
Shane's going to come down, pick up the checkered flag. Now they come off the upper corner, and it's going to be a drag race. You've got it.
Checkered flag, Jimmy. Attaboy.
Tate puts the hammer down, got some air into the boat, but he is going to be able to hold on. And Tom Thompson is not going to be able to run him down in third position. But it was a straight shot off that corner. Tom decided to give it everything he had, but Andrew fought his way through that rough water and was able to hold on for second place. Also, we did not mention, but the U440 Schnushkatush Racing is on lap number 3 right now. He is still racing out there, staying far to the outside. He will come down and pick up a 4th place finish. Once again, Mark Allen, the racing was in the rearview mirrors of the leader.
And it was a good one, too, between Andrew Tate and Tom Thompson. And coming off that last turn, that's what did it. I don't know whether Tommy Thompson went out farther wide. Andrew Tate stuck right down the buoy line if he could, because he was far enough behind Jimmy Shane. Not real good water, but he did have a shorter way around the race course.
And oh my, what that tells me about Andrew Tate's ride in that U9. He was able to do that in some pretty sloppy water. Get him up front with everybody in some clean water. You're going to have your hands full with the young man from Michigan.